Hi guys, welcome to day 21 of a very too old Christmas. In fact, is it day 21? So yeah, coming up to the final few days of the series, and as I predicted but didn't plan, there have been no Christmas decorations, so it's not a very festive series at all. I think it's safe to say we should just get on with it and see what beer we're going to be looking at today. So yes, it is indeed number 10, and we've gone from one of my least favourite styles to a style that I'm still not 100% behind, but I've had some cracking examples of the style this year, and that would be the Black IPA. And today we're having a look at the Bipper Citron Simcoe, an Imperial IPA brewed with coffee. Cool artwork there, and I think this is part of another series that Too Old have done. Part of the I series, this Black Imperial IPA brewed with dark malts, black coffee and dry hopped with Citra and Simcoe hops. So it definitely sounds interesting indeed, and it's clocking in at 7.3% ABV. The artwork almost matches the jumper, just minus googly eyes. But yeah, it looks really nice, and there is the Too Old crown with the squiggly bit. So, let's see what we get today. And I've actually got my bottle open because it was in the cabinet behind me. It was hiding. It was being a sneaky little bugger. Anyway, so let's see what we get. I'm having to do these in the afternoon now so I can get them all uploaded and ready. So, yeah, it's going to look absolutely awful when someone comes in the room and I'm drinking Imperial Strength IPAs just after lunch. But I'm going to be doing my Golden Pints video after this, so I need some liquid nourishment. But anyway, so we'll put you there, you can't really see it. Beer in the glass then, and that is definitely jet black. As far as I can see, the lighting's a little bit darker. Let's see when we hold it up to a window. There might be some really dark, intense brown hues bleeding from the sides of the glass, but as far as I can see, that's a black. It almost looks like a black coffee with a bit too much of a creamer head, but yeah, lovely sort of pale brown colour. Almost reminds me of, I don't know what it reminds you of, but it's a nice pale brown, not too dark, not too intense, and yeah, about 2 fingers worth. Anyway, looks really interesting, so let's see what we get on the nose. I'm getting that sort of like really dark, sticky, sweet, resiny character that I get with a lot of black IPAs. You're getting a bit of that sort of like a funkiness, cat litter sort of vibe from the Simcoe. Then a lovely citrusy vibe from the Citra. But then there's like this resiny, big, sticky, like you stick your finger in it and it'll be dirty for weeks, do you know what I mean? Don't know what you're sticking your finger into, by the way. But you know, like if you open like a big jar of like a tin of like molasses and you stuck your finger in and it take you about 10 minutes to pull it back out. That's the sort of, although not as sweet, it has got a resiny vibe to it. It's like a resiny version of that, if you can imagine that. I'm sure there's like a chemical compound that's probably bad for the human skin that matches that description, so I do not recommend that you do find a resiny substance to stick your finger in. But then this lovely black currant essence coming through as well. Not getting too much of the coffee on the nose. I think there's so many big flavours up front that are taken over. There's like very subtle coffee bitterness, if I was to say there would be coffee present. But it's still a lovely smell beer. I love the smell of black IPAs, but some of the flavours just don't always resonate with me. Just give it a taste. Cheers. Ooh. Wow. That is a dank, savoury black IPA. and you get a big hit of the coffee on it this time, as opposed to the nose. Whoever did the rhyme did the crime. I was a poet and I didn't know it, but it's almost got like a roast beef character to it, a little bit of smokiness and the char like a burnt end. And just like the resininess on the nose, you're getting loads of sticky, like concentrated, condensed, hoppy resin characters coming through. This hasn't been chilled down, and I don't think you need to chill this down. This is at room temperature. And it's tasting wonderful. It really, really is. It's so sticky though. So sticky. Be careful if you spill this on your floor. I like that a lot actually. And it's black IPAs like this that help me appreciate the style a bit more. Coffee wise, it's not the most pronounced coffee flavour or aroma. There's more of like that coffee bean earthiness and a slight roastiness to it. So it's got that natural sort of coffee before it's been processed sort of flavour. But yeah, loads of berry tones. Just the right amount of hops. Lovely malt build on this. Sticky. Somewhat dense, although a medium mouthfeel. It's not the heaviest feeling IPA in terms of the body. But you don't really need it. I actually really quite like that. Citra is one of my favourite hops anyway, so I think that's definitely playing to its strengths. It's still not the style that I would probably have 2 or 3 in a row of, or go to on a regular basis. But every now and then, just to have a nice bottle of something like this, I can imagine the flavours in this with that enhanced hoppiness of a triple IPA with a little bit of booze. That's going to be decadent, and I'm sure they've got a beer like that in this series, or at least I hope they've done a really sticky, resiny, palate wrecking triple IPA. You know, where you almost feel like you're breathing fire afterwards. I'd love that, especially this time of year. And yeah, I think that's a lovely little beer. In terms of a rating, I would happily give this an 8 out of 10. It definitely more than makes up for the last 2 beers that we've had in this box. Which actually I had to pour this glass out this morning, the day after, because I completely forgotten about it. I was so unimpressed, I completely forgot that it existed for me to pour away. But yeah, that's just not a fan. But like I was saying, different strokes for different folks. Some people might think that this isn't their cup of tea and probably think the same as what I thought for the Saison and the Totem that came before it. But that's the wonderful thing about beer. You sometimes have to take a risk. Does it always pay off? No, but when it does, it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, a lovely black IPA. Maybe a little bit more coffee presence would be appreciated. As someone who loves coffee and likes coffee and beer, but I wasn't really getting it. It's that being said, it sort of has that sort of like, you get those espresso blends where there's like hints of blackcurrant. Maybe the blackcurrant could have been coming from the coffee. See, I love coffee, but I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know the ins and outs of beer either, so it doesn't really matter. It's just all about flavours and, you know, perceptions and that sort of thing. But yeah, I think that's a wonderful little beer. Check it out if you haven't done so already. What's some of your favourite beers in this series? What's some of your favourite black IPAs that Two have done, or just favourite black IPAs in general? Because I'm starting to really come to enjoy black IPAs a lot more than I used to. It's the same way with porters as well. I'd always gravitate towards like a heavier bodied stout than a porter. But sometimes you just need those sorts of beers at that specific time. Do you know what I mean? And I just slapped the tip on my penis and it really hurts. I am wearing pants, by the way. But my penis is so big. Anyway, thank you for watching. Check out the playlist for all the... Get a bit of licorice now, as you would expect. It's developing as I'm drinking it. But I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you for watching. And, let's see what beer or what door we're opening tomorrow. I can't remember if we've had all the Saisons so far. I would love it if we'd had, especially just Belgian styles. Nice, so we've got 3 more. Let's see. So tomorrow we will be taking a peek behind a coffee-stained door number 17. So hopefully you'll join me there for that. And if you've enjoyed this series, let me know. And yeah, so now I've got to record a video for Golden Pints. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys, and you all take care. And actually wore the Christmas jumper this time, so I love you really. See you guys later.